Alright, people. So, I actually watched my previous video, and turns out me trying to talk over the mini music is not the greatest idea. So, if you're watching this, then more than likely you like this game. I'm gonna cut straight to the point. So, on my main channel I'm pretty sure is linked in the description of this video, someone asked about drifting in a straight line or something like that. Let me find a comment so I can read y'all exactly what he asked. Second here. Okay. Can you explain step by step how do you drift straight to the sides, please? That's a bit confusing. Drift straight to the sides. Ideally you want to end your drift before you hit the wall, but I can only show you how I drift. And keep in mind, I'm trying to get my muscle memory back. But ideally, I try to keep my drift large at the beginning of the turn, and then like small it out at the end of the turn. So like I steer really hard at the beginning, and then keep it small at the end. Because when this car is drifting, it gets like really fast, especially when you keep the drift angle small. So I'm gonna try to show you what I mean on this new map. Hope you enjoy. So that's a W. We all know that. But if the second and third lap, it kind of got worse. My drifting kind of got worse as the race progressed, and I'm assuming that's because of muscle memory. But at the very beginning of each one of my drifts, I kind of like slide my car as much as it wants to go, and then toward the end of it, that's when I start trying to straighten out, but not straighten out so much to where I lose the drift. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, as the car is drifting, you get more speed, right? So we're gonna go into Airport Terminal because the map is awesome. Number one, and number two, it has really wide bends. I can really show you all what I mean by open up big but keep it small at the end. And another thing that one of my viewers on my main channel told me is that you gas to drift and not brake the drift. What does that mean? You double tap the gas and let the car guide itself. And I'll try to show you that in this next upcoming race. Yeah, sometimes the AI gets on my fucking nerves. I'm gonna try that shit. I don't like that start either. I'm gonna try that shit one more time. In online races, you got damn rolling starts. You can't fuck that up. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling this track anymore. I thought I wanted to play it, but now I don't. Plus, you couldn't really see any big bends like how I thought there was. So, want to try a different map. Quarry has big bends as in like turns, but we want to try something else. And if you're wondering as to why I'm not switching cars, is because this car is literally the online meta. That's it. So, switching subjects here. This map, it's fun to drive because there is a lot of space and a lot of room to maneuver. The next race, I want to go into a map where it's not as open. So, stay tuned. So, fun fact. At the turn before we get to the warehouse where I fucked up right there, that was actually an accident, but it turned out to work out really well. So, like I said, I'm gonna play one lap of this race on the switch maps. I start off my drifts really large and then close them off really quickly because I feel like this car it's going to slide regardless. So let it do what it wants to do, and then once it starts to straighten out, help it straight out, but not too much. So I'm gonna do one lap of this because these like first 3 corners really demonstrate that. So I'm gonna do one lap and then switch maps. and it was going so damn well. That was actually okay. The previous 2 turns before I hit this piece of shit right here, that was purely set up. That was purely set up. And I'm not saying that I'm the greatest racer in the world. What I'm saying is I turned and then I kept my speed and I switched momentum from drifting to the left and drifting to the right just enough to where I like hit the apex of that curve and went straight into this warehouse at pretty much top speed. That's me improving. But hopefully that explained what I meant by opening up the drift big and then close it off real small at the end, but keep it drifting. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna do one more race on a map that I don't like. So a little bit of information before we start off this match. Well, this race here. On the second and I believe third map, I believe this race has 3 laps in it. There is going to be a turn and then a pillar in the middle. The middle of the road, I mean. If you don't get that angle right, you're going to run smack dab into that pillar. So this map is not wide. You feel me? If you're going to drift, you got to keep it small. So that's why you see me double tapping the gas and just going from left to right. I'm still drifting, but very small and somewhat in a straight line. You know what I'm saying? Like somewhat. Not completely, but somewhat. If you can do that, then you can literally drive past other people online. Literally. But we'll see how I do here. And after this, it's a straight line and then one tiny little curve, and that's it. So here's what you're probably asking. You're probably asking, so how do I know when to turn out of the drift? Well, here's the thing. This car, and every other car in the game, when it's not drifting, it acts like a regular car. You know, you turn left, it goes left immediately. But when you're drifting with this car, you kind of gotta like preemptively turn. You gotta preemptively tell you gotta like put yourself like a second ahead of what you're doing right now and say, I need to turn left when I'm already going right. Because the delay will kick in, and then that's when the car will start to slide where you want it to go. And let's see. I got one more race left in me. I know I've been talking a lot this episode, but it's all about drifting, because drifting is how this car becomes overpowered. So we're gonna do one last race on Airplane Canyon. I think that's what Airplane Graveyard. That's what that shit's called, because there are 2 curves on that map which I really freaking enjoy, and you'll know which one it is. They're straight up U-turns. So 180 degree turns. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hop over there. Okay, so I kid you not. I seen Corey, and I'm like, I want to drive on Corey. So we're gonna do the final race on Corey. I know this is a long episode, but hey, it's cool. We all racing here. But here's what I want you to pay attention to. Number one, I'm probably not going to brake to drift at all. That's number one, because double tapping the gas means you don't lose speed. And I got that tidbit of information from one of my commenters on my main channel on a split second playlist. Number two, I'm not going to go wide on all my corners, or at least I'm going to try not to. How to defeat small corners with this car is letting off the gas. When you let off the gas, the car doesn't open up as much. When you let off the gas, the car is going to like slow down a little bit, but it's not going to kick out as much. You see what I'm saying? So when it doesn't kick out as much, then that's when you floor the gas and try to control the car. That's going to be a whole nother task you got to learn by yourself. But there's going to be a section of track after I pass the bridge while I try to demonstrate that. So keep that in mind. That was it right there. That was the part I was telling you about right there. You heard how I was drifting and I let off, let the car settle down, then floored it, and I was still drifting except going faster? Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. Alright, I ain't gonna lie. I did fuck up that last corner. I'll fuck that last corner up really bad. But the point of this race right here is to show you that you can handle small corners with this car. You just gotta be really delicate. Like, you gotta start the drift, back off the gas, let the car do its drifting mechanic, and then get back into the gas while the car drifting angle is really small. That's how you get past the tiny little curves. So I'm gonna do one quarry race as a thank you for watching little race, and then I'll send you on your way to I don't know, go to sleep. So thanks for watching. I ain't gonna lie, I'll fuck that up really bad. We're gonna try this race one more time. Okay, one more time. Alright, people. Hope you learned something from this video. I hope you learned something from this video indeed. So there are three things I want you to take away. Number one, how I drift this car. Start off big, end it small, but not too small to where it ends the drift. Number two, how do you drift in straight lines? Double tap the gas and anticipate the car's momentum by switching from left to right. And number three, how to handle small corners. Start the drift, back off the gas, let the car drift, smash on the gas, and the car is going to pick up speed rapidly while in the small drift state. That's it from me, folks. Peace.